Dear Blizzard, please unforge my Warcraft 3. Well, welcome back to Switch to Linux, everybody. And today I just want to do a little bit of an interesting video, like a gaming video. What? You guys know if you follow my channel, I'm not a gamer. You asked me about video games, I couldn't tell you one way or the other. So, what happened this last couple weeks? Well, I still play the occasional game. I might do an occasional game of like Solitaire or Sudoku on, a computer. Or I like Civilization 4, Warcraft 3, not World of Warcraft, hate that crap. Warcraft 3, the Frozen Throne. And I just recently upgraded from Black Ops 1 to Black Ops 2 with my friend on Sundays. And so that's the extent of the gaming that I do, quite literally. Now, what ended up happening, though, is that Blizzard, over the last couple of months, they have lost their ever-loving mind. And I do not support Blizzard as a company these days. But I do have to have some nostalgic factor as to the old Warcraft series. I mean, Warcraft 2, which sadly I don't have a copy of anymore. I don't know why. But in Warcraft 2, though, that was the first game I ever played online. That was, of course, before Battlenet existed or any of that. I had to telnet into a friend's computer, and if it was long distance, you're paying a charge, Warcraft 3 came out, and it was so monumental, which is why it's so loved among the crowds. Now, I think it was about 2 years ago now, they started pushing an update that the first thing they did is they wanted to say, well, we want to push the update for the modern PC, which actually made the game much worse. It didn't look as good. It didn't look as clean. It looked haphazardly put together. And then about a couple months after that, they released another patch where they're now forcing Warcraft to run through Battlenet. So you have to install Battlenet to get Warcraft 3 to work. And then they did Reforged. If you're not following the Warcraft 3 Reforged, this actually has the record as the lowest ever score on Metacritic. Right now, as I'm reading this, 0.5 out of 10. The Batwoman reboot did better, people. The Batwoman reboot did better. Holy crap. So what happened here? Well, they did a lot of fascinating little things. Let me see if I can pull up some of the reviews, what some of the people said. Now, understand, about a week ago, I played a game of Warcraft, like I sometimes do, and I don't play online usually. I just want to boot it up on the old computer. I have a tower defense game I love to play. It's Elemental. In fact, it's Element if you play any of the custom maps. It's Element 2.5. Once they did like 3, I started to hate it. But I love that game. Love that map. Just play those little fun things there. And so what I ended up doing is, I boot up the game, maybe, and oftentimes I'll just do like a Friday night or something. We finish the news, we get everything up, all right, let's play a game of Warcraft or something. Boot it up, no problem at all. Well, this last Friday, I booted up the game to play it, and it wants an update. After 2 hours, now you cannot boot up Warcraft and play it offline without creating and / logging into a Blizzard online account. Pick my favorite finger there, Blizzard. Pick my favorite finger. It's not this finger. It's not this finger. It's not this finger. It might be this finger. That's how I feel about Blizzard right now, okay? Now, here's the thing. With all these, there's 2 positive reviews, I guess, who gives it an 80 and a 75. And then we're having a whole lot of bads. And the reality is, here's the thing. I bought my copy of Warcraft, the Battle Chest. And I paid my money for this, and Blizzard got my money for it, and I want to continue to play the Battle Chest. I don't want to do online stuff. I don't want to do all the fun things. I don't want to do all those. I like the nostalgic factor of booting up my computer and playing an offline game. No, Blizzard, I'm not creating an account on your network. Okay? Not going to do that. Now, we have to, since this is Switch to Linux, we have to address this factor here. When they moved from the older method to the Battlenet method, the updates would stop processing. I used to run it perfectly fine under Wine, but since they moved to Battle.net, I have not been able to get it to run under Wine. Now, somebody did give me a helpful suggestion that I think is that Play on Linux, the Flatpak, should be able to run Battle.net, I think. As it's right now, you have to agree to their massive terms of service, which includes a ton of stuff. And I'm not going to go into all the things. What I'm going to do is I'm going to link to a video in the description from, is it Leonard Niche at Lawful Masses. He is a attorney YouTuber here in Pennsylvania, and he did an amazing breakdown of all of this from another former Blizzard game player. So rather than get into all, I'll give you the brief subnotes as it relates to this channel. They require you to sign literally all your rights and everything you own to the full, irrevocable, fully transferable, blah, 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 terms of service just for me to boot up online and play my game. Now, I want to provide you guys solutions. So I still do like to play from time to time with a friend online. And what we're actually going to do is I went on in recognition of that new privacy policy and all of the crazy stuff going on with Blizzard right now. I decided it would be prudent to go online, and I encourage you, if you like the original game, go online and grab the last good patch, which is 127B. Grab that patch and store it in your archives. This is the last patch before they went to the Battle.net model. Now, what this means is what I'm going to be able to do is any future computer, I'm going to be able to take my battle chest that I only really want to play offline or with a couple friends. I'm going to take my battle chest here, and I am going to go ahead and produce, basically install the game off of the CD drives, all offline. And then now that that patch is in my archive files, I can now patch the game up to 127B, the last good configuration, which will work perfectly fine on Linux. And then what we are going to do is I'm going to just reestablish my VPN, give my friend the credentials. He will log into my office on my VPN, and we will be able to play on the LAN, because that will not require us to download the latest version from Battle.net. So that's the working theory. So if you have noticed, I'm actually running back here. I have Pop! OS back here right now because I thought that that'd be what people are saying is probably the best gaming system right now. So I installed Pop! OS over here, and I just did this trial prior to this. I booted up this in. I just installed with Play on Linux. I was able to install directly off of my CD-ROMs using my CD keys. And then I patched it with the patch that is now living inside of my NAS in all of my backup files. So now I will have the ability to perpetually continue to play the game, whether on Linux or on PC. I think I held this upside down before, didn't I? I think I did. So now I'll have my Warcraft III game. I'll be able to continue to play it offline, play the maps that I love. I'll be able to play it through a VPN with my friends. The bottom line is, guys, this is a big challenge with our current gaming world, and that they're trying to literally pull every rights away from us. And this is probably a big reason why I don't like the game. I want to go and buy your game. I will gladly buy your game. I don't agree on pirating. I don't want to steal your keys. I want to pay you for your game. But I'm not going to pay you month and 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 month. You can forget about it. I'm also not going to create an account with you and give you access to all my personal data. I'm not going to do that. I want to continue to play the game in the format that it was released. So what's going to happen with this? I don't know. The only way that Blizzard is going to stop misbehaving is when their bottom line hurts. So people, stop buying Blizzard products. Cancel your subscriptions, delete it, and when they say this, say, I want my old games back. So what can they do about this? Well, here's an idea. Why don't you repatch your classic Warcraft 3, keep your classic Warcraft 3 patched and separate, and then sell a separate Warcraft Reforged for people who want a new user interface and all the latest stuff. Because frankly, I love the way the old one looks. I love the old user interface. I don't want a new interface. I don't want an always online, always connected game. I don't want a video game that I have to log into an online thing to play an offline game. That's kind of the situation. That's what I'm looking at. So people, number one, stop buying Blizzard products. Until they start respecting their user base. They have done a lot of problems in the gaming world in the recent years. Again, look at that video from Leonard Niche, because, is it Leonard Niche? I don't know, Leonard whatever, Lawful Masses. Have a look at Lawful Masses video. I'll put that in the description down there. But absolutely, guys, I am frustrated with that. I spent 2 hours updating it to get to the point of the game where I couldn't even play my own game. I didn't ask for that. I never agreed to update the system. I logged the game up. It's like, oh, there's update. We're updating. We're updating. We're updating. I don't want you to update. Stop. Now, I did find some saving grace. There was a little bit of saving grace. If you have had Warcraft installed on your computer for a long time and you're into this Blizzard stuff and you're looking at this going, I don't want this anymore, it actually turns out that when it updated the system to go with the Battlenet type system, it actually kept the previous version on there. Now, it's a version that's not quite the good one. Let me get the actual version names of these here real quick for you guys. Okay, so here's the version that is generally bad. This is the one that they really messed stuff up, is 1.29.29231. That's the patch that's kind of right before the Blizzard, but this is the one that they wanted to make it good for a modern system that really messed up the UI. The last one that I'm calling the last really good one is 127.1.70.85, which, if you're downloading Blizzard patches online, corresponds to 127 patch B. This one here should work exactly. This was the best version of Warcraft 3 over here. This one over here, this 129, kind of sucks. And then there's a lot of weirdness going on in the background. So there's my overall thoughts. Blizzard, please unforge Warcraft 3. Allow those of us who wanted the classic experience to continue the classic experience. And if there's people who do want the latest, hey, I have no problem with giving them an extra one. Just separate the two, because those of us who fell in love with the game and love it for the nostalgic purposes, we don't want your new Reforged. And it looks as though the people who wanted the new Reforged actually aren't happy with what they got. So that should be a sign. And people, when Blizzard's pocketbook hurts, that is when they're going to start listening to people again, and that is when the games will turn good again. So put a temporary ban on Blizzard spending. Let them know your feedback. Let them know you want a Warcraft 3 Unforged. And allow them the ability to fix stuff. When they get it to the point where we can install things on Linux now easily, that's going to be a good thing. So I'm happy with this version. I can easily run it on Linux. It's going to fill all my needs. I now will have my Warcraft 3 going over here, and I will enjoy it. So those are my thoughts. Do you play Warcraft 3? Are you happy or mad with this Reforged? What are your thoughts about this? And go ahead and give me your PG thoughts of Blizzard down below. Thanks for watching.